Well, hello, welcome to Musicalina. If you are new here, hi, how you doing? Thanks for clicking on this video. I would love it if you would subscribe if you already have. I thank you. So I should have done today's video earlier. It should have been done like late December, early January, but oh well. These are my top 5 favorite albums of 2021. First up is Heart Healer, a metal opera by Magnus Carlsson. He is a Swedish multi-instrumentalist, and he put together a project called Heart Healer. It's a concept album of metal songs, and there are 7 different female vocalists attached to the project. So 2 of the singers featured on this album I already knew. I knew Annette Olson from Nightwish, and she now contributes vocals to a band called The Dark Element. And I also know Nora Luhimo as well. I would say my favorite vocal performance on this album throughout is by a woman named Adrienne Cohen. Her voice is absolutely phenomenal. There's a song on this album called Weaker, which Adrienne Cohen sings solo on, and it is so powerful and so moving. I think all the vocalists do an amazing job on this album. My favorite songs besides Weaker are This Is Not the End and Who Can Stand Alone. I also love a track called Into the Unknown. It is sung by Nora. I will actually link the video to that song down below. Next on my list is God Is Partying by Andrew WK. So I listened to this album when it was first released, and I kind of forgot about this guy. And this album really reignited my interest in this band's music. And so I went back to all the other previous albums, and now I'm listening to them like constantly. If you haven't really heard a lot of Andrew WK's music, or you just remember that one song, what was that called? Party Hard, I think, off of his the album, I think it was called I Get Wet. Definitely check this album out. It's really, really fucking good. Next on my list is Clouds the Mixtape by NF. I had never heard of this guy. He is a rapper from Michigan. And once I heard this album, I went back and listened to all his other stuff, and I absolutely love everything. I love every song that I have heard. Next on my list is Demi Devil by Ashniko. I have talked about this artist before. Her music is, I would say, like electronic rap. She's only 25 years old, and she's a great writer. Her lyrics are really clever and really funny, and I will list some of my favorite songs by Ashniko down below. And finally, we have Fallen Embers by Illenium. If you have been watching any of my videos this past year, you will know that I am a huge fan of Illenium. I love pretty much everything he does, so I was really excited about this album, and it did not disappoint. It is uplifting and moving and just beautiful. Everything he comes out with is just so inspiring and so beautiful to me. I also want to mention one more album. It's kind of cheating because this was released in December of 2020, but I need to just rave about it real quick. It is Evermore by Taylor Swift. So as much as I really loved Folklore, I actually prefer Evermore. I think it digs a little bit deeper. It hits me a little more in the feels. That song, Evermore, takes my breath away. It just, you know, remember that Seinfeld episode with that guy, Elaine's boyfriend, who whenever he hears Desperado, he has to stop what he's doing and just kind of like floats off into another place? That's how I feel when I hear Evermore. I have to just stop and just absorb it, just take it in. Some of the most beautiful songs that I think Taylor Swift has ever written is on Evermore. Some of the most beautiful songs I've heard in a really long time are on that album. If you have never listened to anything by Taylor Swift, I would suggest starting with that album. I think you will be really shocked. The way that she is able to put that imagery in your head so that you're actually seeing what she's singing about in your head. The way that she's able to articulate what you have gone through in your life with relationships. I feel like at this stage right now, there's just no one better at doing that. I think of a lyricist like Tori Amos, and I love Tori Amos. I think she's a brilliant songwriter. But I do think at times her lyrics are a little too abstract. There are certain songs with Tori that simply do not resonate with me. Even though I love the music, the song itself just doesn't resonate with me because it's just so abstract. Her lyricism is just, it's so abstract. But Taylor's writing is like the opposite of that. It's so relatable, and you are able to draw your own experiences next to what she's singing about. So that is my list. Those are my favorite albums of 2021. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, please subscribe, please comment down below, and let me know what your favorite albums of this past year were. I would love to know. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next week. Take care. Have a great one.